I have no cloak. Yeah, I don't know. I still get nervous all the time. I don't know, I think it just kind of comes with the territory. You walk out in costume and you're like, Especially when I wore this one the first time, I was like, oh man, there's so much cleavage, and it's like, oh, it's so bare. And then I go to the con and everyone else go, oh yeah, I'm dressed. No one else is.
I get nervous/excited. I remember, this still happens, but at my first Sakura Con, we drove by the convention center first. I saw the cosplayers. I was just like, let me out of the car now. I'll just roll. I'll just open the door. I just want to get there. And that still happens. Like, we pass the convention center on the way to like our hotel, and I just want to like kick open the door and just get out there because I don't want to wait. Even coming here on the bus, and I'm just like looking relatively normal. We got here and it's just like you get like the heart jumps, and it's all like this romantic feeling of I'm at a con, I belong here. I mean, it still happens. I've been to like, I don't know how many cons.
8,000.
200,000. Over 9,000 cons.
Aww. Josh, do you still get nervous when you go out to cosplay?
Oh, absolutely. I can't begin to tell you how nervous I was the very first con I came to because I felt completely out of place. I was so nervous to just even approach someone and talk to them. And actually, Lachlan, sitting over there, was the very first person that I talked to last year at AE. And I basically screwed up the very first thing that I said to him because he was dressed as Kamina, and I mistook you for Laharl from Disgaea.
Laharl looks way cooler, sorry.
But I was like, oh, this is cool, I know what he's dressed like. I was like, dude, you're Laharl. He's like, no, I'm Kamina. I was like, great.
Welcome.
But luckily, he was a good sport, and we had a great interview, and now he officially kicks off every trailer I make.
Pretty much. Alright, more questions in my line of vision. There's one.
Quite literally.
Yes.
Do you have any stories about, like, a fan from the fandom you're cosplaying just, like, mauling you or just, like, seeing you, like, oh my god, you're cosplaying this person?
Oh. Well, funny story is, people are really terrified to approach me for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But people usually don't do that to me, but I run around with Man all the time, who has a very big fan following.
It's not that big.
No, it is, compared to mine. My fan following is nothing. But there's actually one point where, I don't know if you guys know Hannah's Boy's name at all.
Yeah!
Oh, that's awesome. Well, basically, she was cosplaying as Hannah, and I was cosplaying as Zombie, and I was following her around as per usual. And Mana is very small, as you can see, and very delicate, so when people hug her, they have to be gentle, or else she'll break. So we're walking around SakuraCon, and we just hear, like, I'm not going to scream as loud as they did, but they were like, Hannah! So of course we both go, oh crap. And then we're looking around, right, and Mana's like, oh no, right? And then the person came bolting towards us, and I remember I just stepped forward, and I just went right in front of Mana, just like, no, and I looked them right in the eye, and I was like, and that person screamed to a stop. I was like this, and they're like, oh, can I hug you? It was beautiful, but yeah. Lucas, you probably have good stories about this.
Lily has a story.
Oh, Lily? Oh, yeah!
I don't want to relive this story, but since someone handed me the mic, basically, I guess it would be my first convention, officially. I went to SakuraCon in February.
Yeah.
And the second day came along, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome, I'm just having a ball and everything. I had stalkers. I didn't notice in the morning. I just saw them kind of going around and be like, oh hey, yeah, small con. You see everyone all the time, yeah, it's normal. I went to the other building and they followed me. And they followed me back to the other building. And they followed me back and forth and back and forth. And they were in the back of my photos, in the back of the documentary footage, in the back of everything.
In the back of your car. Go on.
But basically, in like late afternoonish, I went back to basically headquarters of where the crew was, just to chill and hang out and kind of relax for a few minutes. And I went over, and the crew was like, "Oh hey, you know, people were looking for you." I'm like, "Well, I was just with my friends, and my grandparents are off. I don't know who would be looking for me." And they come running around the corner. And they're like, "Oh my God, like, oh, no." And I go running down the building, go back to Yui to go back to to the crew and they followed me again. And I just grabbed Janae, went up against the wall, and I was using her as a human shield, and I was shaking and on the verge of crying, like, make them go away.
The funny part about that was I was green. And I just stared at them like, what do you want? And they just kind of, and then slowly left. Then once I got the gist of what was going on, I tracked down one of them and told her off in front of her parents. She's never gonna do that again. Uh-oh.
I'm not telling any of those stories because I hate using the word fan when it comes to being a cosplayer because we do it for fun. So
Well, what about as a character?
no one has any,
Fan is like fanning the character, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought the question was. So, anyway, as a fan of the character, I was at AkiCon back when it first started, and I was cosplaying Daisuke from Dean Angel.
Yeah!
We had just arrived, and we were just in the lobby trying to check in and all that jazz. And then I was standing near, I think it was a chair, and my girlfriend's camera and everything expensive she owned was in a bag on a chair. And a girl came in and I guess saw me, and then I heard, Daisuke! But a lot louder than that. Like, Daisuke! I can't do it anymore. Anyway, and she came running, and I just sort of turned, and as I turned, she sort of, I guess, glomp, like this was a flying glomp, like legs and arms, boom, and onto me, and I fell backwards, and I fell onto all the stuff that was on the chair, so laptop, camera, everything, and it was my girlfriend's old laptop, thank goodness, so it was kind of crappy to start with. So I squished all that under my weight and hers, and then my girlfriend comes over and just stares at the girl, and then she walks away. And that was probably the worst one because it damaged actual material.
Aww.
That's why you have to be careful. Anyone have a question? You do.